Hello and welcome to Indian Masterminds. I'm Muskan Khandilwal and today we have with us IFS officer Pulkit Gulati. His journey is nothing short of inspiring. Pulkit made the bold decision to leave behind a promising career in the corporate world to pursue his true calling, becoming a civil servant. If you are an aspirant preparing for the Indian Forest Service exam, this video is one you definitely don't want to miss. In this video, he will take us through the highs and lows of his UPSC journey, sharing the strategies he used to stay focused and productive, especially during the times of immense pressure. He will also talk about his experience at the prestigious Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy, but that's not all. The officer is also going to share insights about his current training in the beautiful town of Chamba, Himachal Pradesh. So whether you are preparing for UPSC or simply looking for inspiration and practical tips, stay tuned as we dive deep into Pulkit's remarkable journey and the lessons he has learned along the way. Get ready for a conversation that will motivate, educate, and inspire you. First of all, I would like to know that you have done your studies from NIT Allahabad. And if I'm not wrong, you have also worked with JP Morgan, and people gradually, generally don't leave such jobs. So what is your story? When and what made you choose UPSC and as your career, and especially Indian Forest Service?
Starting with the first point, I'm a computer graduate, computer science graduate. I worked in JP Morgan. So the work was really good over there, no doubt about it. However, the work was a bit one-dimensional. So from that time onwards, from the starting day onwards, when I was doing my internship over there, I was having a very clear idea in my mind that this is not what I am entitled to, or I will work for a long time. So while working in JP Morgan, I started preparing for UPSC. So in the starting, it was not for forest service. I started with civil services.
Okay.
And because the horizon of the work is really good in either of the service, whether you start with the IAS, IPS, and so on. So the functioning was and the working was very diverse. So I started with that. And gradually, when I came to know about Indian Forest Service, see, the first one is people are not very much aware about this service.
Right.
And secondly, when you come to know about the service, you came to know that the prelims is much, much tougher in Forest Service.
Forest Service, right.
And my prelims was not my strong point. So I never tried to give this the examination of Indian Forest Service along with civil services. Though when I gave in the Forest Service, the first attempt, I thankfully I cleared prelims of Indian Forest Service. And later on, when I came to know about the dimensions in which the Indian Forest Service works, so it is so huge. It is not just the forest or the trees you are working for. The horizon is very, very huge. So then I started liking it. While giving the mains itself, I read a lot about the Indian Forest Service. And then I started liking it, and finally I'm here.
This is really, really nice. So UPSC preparation is, no small feat. So how did you approach the vast syllabus, and what was your daily routine like?
So it can be cut into two parts. One is while I was working, and secondly, while I was not working. So in the starting 1.5 year, I was working and giving the attempts or doing the preparation.
Okay.
And second half is I was not working. I left the job, and then I was preparing. In the first half, it was like leave the job side apart. I was studying.
Okay.
If the job starts at 11 a.m. in the morning, I was studying from 6 to 10. So just taking out 4 or 5 hours daily was the idea behind it. And when you are preparing full time, then you have the whole 24 hours with you.
Right.
So regarding the syllabus, you need to open the syllabus. There is no second way out. People, it is everything under the sun is the syllabus. Everything under the sun, people will tell you that it is the syllabus. But then when you read the actual UPSC notification and UPSC syllabus, you come to know that this is the prelims, this is the mains. Basically, headers are given. And actually, I took coaching. There was two things. One is coaching. I took coaching from Waziram. And other thing was that you have some books you need to read.
Right.
So like in geography, you have 4 NCRTs, 11, 12th. Like in history, you have Spectrum. So all these books, along with the notes, was that chunk which I was having with me to give the attempt.
Okay.
And the next part is the PYQs. Previous year questions will guide you to any extent.
Right.
You have a lot of questions in the market, but when you go through the PYQs, it gives you that yes, this is the line. Here you need to stop. This is the line. In this direction, you need to prepare. Whether it's prelims or mains, like this is the portion in history that they are asking questions from, or in economics that people are asking questions from. And when you are giving forest service prelims, it becomes much more relevant to go for prelims PYQs.
Right.
That is all which I had during the preparation.
Okay, so were there any moments when you felt completely stuck or overwhelmed? And if yes, then how did you keep yourself going during those tough times?
Actually, it was the when I left the job and I was not able to clear even the civils prelims. And that was a very devastating moment. You left the job, you left the good money, and then you are nowhere. You don't have even the examination with you. You don't have even the studies with you. So unfortunately, I went to a friend. I asked him, "This is my resume. Please apply it again. And I want to come back to the corporate. This is not working." And I'm very thankful to that person. That day, he was very. He was like acting very arrogant to me, and I have done a good job. I have done a good job. So, and when you are at the lower phase of your life, even single words pinches you like anything. When you're the higher phases, then people will say anything, and you are like, okay, it can happen. But when you're in the lowest phase of your life, even a small bad word will pinch you like a needle.
True.
So it acted like that, and next day I ran back to Delhi, started preparing, and that year went really good, even for civils and for the forests both.
Okay. So was there a subject or topic that gave you sleepless nights, both for CSE and IFS during your preparation?
Economics still gave me the sleepless nights. Economy, I don't know why. I am okay in that. I have good subject knowledge, but when it came to writing the economy part of the GS paper 3, it's not my cup of tea.
Okay. So how about optional subject? So, optional subject can make or break a candidate's preparation, right? So how did you decide on yours and what strategy worked for you?
In civils or in forests? In forests, right?
So both, but क्योंकि आपने Indian Forest Service clear किया है, so हम उस पे ज़्यादा focus रखते हैं.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So Indian Forest Service, there are two very famous optionals, forestry and geology.
Yeah.
There's a lot of content, lot of YouTube videos, lot of topper talks regarding that. And I started preparing for the mains after the civil services mains. Okay. So I was I was aware that whenever I will give the forest service mains, I will not have the luxury of time. It will not be like 5 months for me to prepare the mains or the GK paper and the English paper. So regarding that, forestry is a very small optional in comparison to other optionals. Geology is very technical, and it's coming very technical nowadays. So these two optionals, as they were very famous, and the content was there, and the content and the market has a lot of notes regarding both the subjects. So I chose the subjects. Practically, it was not like I love geology and I love forestry. No, it was a very practical idea that they are available in the market. Time is short, and that is all you have, because when you clear forest prelims, it is mostly you will clear forest prelims once or twice during the entire attempts. Prelims become that difficult nowadays. So regarding that, simple, easy subjects, and content is available in the market.
Okay, that's nice. So In which attempt did you clear your Indian Forest Service exam?
First attempt.
In your first
Forest
attempt.
Service was my first attempt. My first attempt in Forest Service.
Okay, that's nice. So you never tried again for CSC?
CSE, no, I gave. When I cleared the Forest Service attempt, when my result came, before that the prelims was there in the May end. So I gave it, and I gave the interview also. I missed the final list by 10 marks in CSE.
Okay. So current affairs, play a very big role in interviews,
Yes.
especially. Right. So how did you stay on top of them, especially for forestry and environment related topics?
So first thing is the newspaper. And newspaper you will get a lot. If you are reading, I was reading Indian Express. So Indian Express having a very holistic and very balanced view regarding a lot of topics. Particularly the explained section and the other sections, like they are very balanced. That was the first thing. And second thing was a lot of small videos you will get about in the mint videos on YouTube.
Okay.
Second thing. And third is the Vision monthly current affairs magazine for environment. So the topics are covered very holistically, and if you are answering regarding both the pros and cons and regarding the way forward, they becomes handy.
Okay.
So on the interview day itself, you need to read the newspaper. So Indian Express will give you an edge. Whichever state you belong to, you can read the newspaper from that particular state. Indian Express version, and secondly is the Mint, and third is the Vision monthly. Yes.
So how was your interview? What sort of questions the panelists asked you?
So the panelists in both the CSE and the Forest, they start with the basic general discussion. They start with it varies from person to person. It differs from person to person. For me, it started with, in both the interviews, they start with the general idea, certain keywords from your DAF. Then slowly and gradually they will move to the subject matter experts. Like they will ask certain questions from forestry, certain topics from forestry, certain topics from geology. And all the interviews which I have given, I'm not able to answer more than 50-60% of the questions.
Okay.
50-60% is the maximum I have answered, and thankfully I have got good interview marks in both. So that I came to know that it doesn't matter how many answers you give. It matters how normally you give the answers.
Right.
And what is the entire vibe or energy you create in the interview room. That will reflect in your marks. Not if you are answering 100% of the questions. That is not will give you a lot of marks.
Right. So, do you remember the moment when you saw your name on the final list? What was your reaction? How did your family react to the news?
So, you generally get the interview final list on Fridays or Mondays, because Saturday, Sunday is off. And in our case, it was on Saturday. So it was morning routine. I wake up and I was like, today the result is not going to come, so I will chill. And at 11 a.m., my friend messaged me. He's in Indian Foreign Service now. So he messaged me, Pulkit, did you check? What should I check? Saturday morning, bro. So when I checked, that was the moment I cried after years. I cried because it was a long struggling journey.
Right.
When you stay in Delhi, it's very tough to stay in Delhi. I was coming from a good job, and it was very tough to stay in Delhi for me. It was kind of deprivation of all kinds. And my family was really, really relieved. Yes, this guy has done something. Now, after that, the newspapers and all, they cover it. So, yes, after years, I cried on that day.
Wow. So, You said that your journey has been, very much struggling क्योंकि आपने बहुत सारे attempts दिए यूपीएससी सीएससी के, नहीं
Yes,
निकला,
yes.
इंटरव्यू तक आके फाइनल लिस्ट में नाम नहीं आया, then you cracked Indian Forest Service. So, when you don't get success, तो कहीं ना कहीं वो मेंटली चीजें उतनी अच्छी नहीं रहती है. So, क्या आपके साथ भी ऐसा हुआ? कुछ प्रेशर, मेंटल प्रेशर you were dealing?
Yes, there is a lot of mental pressure. When you belong to a middle class family, the mental pressure is very high. And when your family doesn't have any background of the services, so they are not able to, my family is either in private sector or in business. So they are not able to correlate what the guy is going through. And first question is what the guy is going through. And second is why the guy is going through. Why he should suffer, he can go back and join the private sector. So mental pressure in any attempt when you don't crack prelims, it becomes a very big headache. The reason is that for entire 1 year you are sitting.
Right.
If you are giving mains, then at least for next 3 months you are engaged in mains, and then for next 2.5 months you are waiting for the result.
Right.
So result interview.
Okay.
So the 5-6 months you are at least engaged in something. Then you start crying if you don't get the desired result. But after the prelims, if you fail in prelims, in the entire year is like, what to do now? So it became struggling for 2 years, 1.5 years when I was not working and I was not getting the desired result. After the things start getting smooth, they become much smooth.
Right. So looking back on your journey, what do you think were the 3 most important things that helped you crack the exam?
3 most important things.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. First thing is the inner motivation. That yes, I can't stuck with the private sector for my entire life, and this is CSE or Forest Service. They are something which I am looking for, which will make my life much easier in terms of what I am passionate towards in terms of the work. That was the first motivation. Second is definitely the parents. And in my case, both my parents were supportive in the sense they don't understand the pattern of the examination. Till now, they don't understand the pattern. It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
You don't want to understand them what is the pattern of the examination. You want them to give you the maximum emotional and economic support. So that was there. Particularly with my father, he is like, for my sister also and for me also, if you are doing something, just drain yourself up, but stay in the process. Stay in the process is important. You quit and you start from zero or negative in the other sector.
Right.
You stay in the process, things will get gradually they will get smoothen. And third thing is the guidance which I got whether in the coaching or in the others through other people that finally end up in a good result.
Okay, that's nice. So now I would like to know, what was your first day at the Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy like? Are you nervous, excited, or a bit of both?
I was very excited when I went to the campus. FRI is actually, if you have not visited, please do visit. And FRI is so beautiful, so beautiful. I have been there before my selection.
Okay.
And it is like a heavenly place on earth and heavenly place in India. You get the best in terms of infrastructure. You get the best of both the worlds.
Right.
You get the beautiful pristine forest, beautiful infrastructure, and at the outside in Dehradun you get good cafes, and everything is the balance of both the things you get in IGNFA. This is the first in terms of infrastructure, and secondly, yes, the feeling that now the journey is over and you are sitting here with a bunch of good minds and you can discuss a lot of good things. It makes you feel happy, really happy.
Wow. So I have seen some pictures of IGNFA, and I must say that, of course, it's really a good campus that we can say. So the
Yes, yes,
training
yes.
at IGNFA is known for its hands-on approach. So was there any particular experience during your training that really left a mark on you?
Oh, yes. There are a lot of tools you get in when
Yes.
you are in the academy.
Hmm.
There are a lot of tools, big tools, and number of days are huge. One particular tour we had in the Panna Tiger Reserve recently, and in Madhya Pradesh. And that tour was like 12 to 14 days, and you were just close to Panna Tiger Reserve. And in Panna Tiger Reserve, you get to go inside the national park in the Tiger Reserve for a lot of time. You stay in the afternoon, you stay in the evening, you are there. So that particular experience of the wildlife and that particular experience of tigers and the other animals over there, uh, from the point of view of a forester, of a conservator, that particularly gave me a mark. Yes, India is doing really good in this regard, and we are doing really good in this regard regarding the conservation of wildlife.
Hmm.
So that particular 10, 12 days were amazing.
Hmm. So if I'm going to ask you this question, that what part of training did you enjoy the most? I'm sure you're going to say the same thing. It towards the Bharat Darshan sort of hota hai. So that is
Yes, yes,
the
yes. Yes, that is absolutely. See, you have been in the classrooms from college itself, from school and
right.
college, then in coachings. But when you go outside, when you go on the tours, they give you the picture as a tourist. They give you a picture as a conservator.
Hmm.
So both the things come hand in hand. And how the government manages it, how the government plans it, it is really commendable.
Hmm.
At how they plan it. And till now, whenever I talk to my subordinates over here when I'm training, when I talk to my subordinates, when I talk to my seniors, those particular experiences give me the. I'm able to give a very good answer. I'm able to understand their lives. I'm able to understand the people's life. I'm able to understand how the people, because in Himachal, 70%, 67% or the 70% of the area is forest, required forest area. And not only tribals, a lot of rural areas are there and they are dependent on forest in one way or the other.
Hmm.
They are on for livelihood, for furniture, and you will be surprised to know that the people make their houses from wood. There
Yeah.
are a lot of part of the from the wood. So from where they get that? So they get it from the forest,
Correct.
from the forest department. So how the process takes place, how many people are dependent. You need to be very compassionate, empathetic, as well as legal in your
Hmm.
approach. If you're not legal, then you will not find any forest in India. And as well as you need to be compassionate because there are a lot of population, a lot of people are dependent on it. You can't deny them their rights either in the FRA or in Forest Act. In any other act, you can't deny them their rights. They have their rights, however, you need to conserve it. So you
Right.
need to balance both the things. That is what the sustainable development means. You
Hmm.
need to make development for them. You need to pass. You need to give the forest clearance for the roads also because they want roads. They need roads.
Correct.
Everyone need roads. So you need to balance all the things together. So that from the tools itself, it gives you a lot of understanding how
Hmm.
things work, and now I'm able to implement it. I'm able to learn from the my peer group, from the subordinates, from the seniors
Hmm.
in a better manner.
Nice. So now that you are working in the field, how are you putting the training from IGNFA into practice in your day-to-day responsibilities?
So there are different components when you are on the probation and on the job training. So in different components, you learn a lot of legal aspects while in the classroom program in the IGNFA,
Hmm.
like the Indian Forest Act, Wildlife Protection Act, and Forest Conservation Act, etc. So they becomes very handy when you come to the field and you need to read the files. That is the first thing. Secondly, is people are dependent.
Right.
So when people are dependent and you learn a lot of case studies while you are in the academy or to the tools, how the SHG works, how the rural population is dependent on the livelihood, for in forest for livelihood, etc. These things are again dependent. And the third thing is you learn about a lot of etiquettes in the service, how you need to talk to your juniors, how you need to talk to your seniors, how you need to give the inputs. Fourth thing is the new emerging concept is of the ecotourism. Ecotourism is something which need a better understanding, and particularly Himachal is doing now from last 1.5 year. They have made a eco society which will manage all the ecotourism related activities regarding treks, regarding the rest houses, how they're managed. So all these things will be done by this society. It is also part of forest department. So that the third thing which I learned. And fourth thing is we had a lot of case studies regarding technology being implemented in the forest service. We think the forest as trees, but or as wildlife, but their management requires a lot of technology, whether it's drones, whether it's AI, all these things. We had a lot of case studies during our tours and training, and now I'm able to give my inputs in the same regard to my mentors, to my seniors, that this can be implemented like this, and it also provide them a good new approach to work, because we are coming from training and they are in field. We have a lot of different experiences from in different regions of the India. So that thing is particularly helpful for me and for them also. Yes.
Right. So now you are under training in Chamba, Himachal Pradesh, and
Yes.
there are not many ecosystem in India like the ones we see in Himachal, whether it's the altitude or the cold. The forest in Himachal provide unique challenges. So how is it different from working in other forests across the country?
First thing is terrain, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Terrain is a bit difficult sometimes, and terrain, as in the forest of Devda, the forest of pines, they are really beautiful. But when you go into the field, you need to be on your foot with the stuff. And when you for every forest you need to trek. You need to make a trek to enter into the forest. How the enumeration is done, how the different rights, which place belongs to which particular community or belongs to forest or private land, etc. This is the first challenge, and thankfully the cold is bearable in Chamba.
Okay.
In some places like in Laol, I actually love cold, but in places like Laol and Spiti, it becomes a bit unbearable sometimes. In Chamba is really beautiful. And apart from the forest, right now there are a lot of areas which is having the snowfall, and I was able to witness it. I was, when a fine night, I was sleeping in a rest house because I was there to look at the things, how this particular rest house or particular region can be developed into a very good ecotourism site, how the trek can be developed. I went there for a day. And when next morning I wake up, it was the fresh snowfall was there.
Wow.
And it made my day, and it can make anyone's day.
True. Wow, this is really nice. The last question that I would like to ask to you is, what's the one piece of advice you would give to the aspirants who are preparing for both Indian Forest Service and Civil Services exam?
Regarding the advice is, stick to the syllabus. Don't run here and there. And first is the syllabus, and second is your mental strength. The lot of noise is there in the market, in the society, but you need to be silent. Do your work every day. If you have planned to study 7-8 hours, or you want to study like 60-70 pages a day, whichever way you like, or you need to study chapter wise, it's your call. I'm not going to change that. I don't want to change that for you. But if you are waking up, wake with a fresh mind and take a good sleep every day, and then the day will come, then your name will be in the list. So the mental peace is something which is required, because you lose mental peace, you start losing your health, you start losing your studies, and you are just anxious, you are just worrying, and you are not going anywhere.
Right.
So just a mental piece should be there, and later on you will be in the list. And stick to the syllabus. Don't go here and there. Don't jump here and there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for giving your time and for your wise words, and of course, about the things you shared about your preparation, your strategies, and your days at your training academy and your current work. Thank you so much. I hope this video will inspire so many aspirants who are preparing for civil services exam.
Yes, definitely. I feel so, and I think so.
Thank you so much, sir. So this was IFS Pulkit Gulati. For all our viewers, if you found this conversation helpful, make sure to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Indian Masterminds for more stories of inspiring officers and thought-provoking discussions. Until next time, stay focused, stay motivated.